Okay, I'm going to show you how to add measurements to your project in Text. So we're going to draw internal lines with our drafting tool. Keyboard shortcut is the letter D. So you'll want to look at the little tech page that you made where you drew out all the spec measurements on the CAD. And those are the lines we're going to create. So the first one is probably high point shoulder. So our high point shoulder, again, is going to be this point right here, straight down to actually the longest part of your garment. Now, I don't want to draw a straight line at an angle, because that's going to give me a longer measurement. I actually want to draw a straight line, if there was a guide at the longest point. And actually, I did pull out a guide. How about if I redo that and show you how I pulled out the guide? Okay. I'm going to delete this guide, so I'm going to make a new one. So to pull out a guide, I hover over the ruler bar, and I click drag, and I'm dropping the guide so that it's at really the longest part of the garment, which happens to be at center front. And then now when I go in for my high point shoulder measurement, I'm going to measure from the guide straight all the way to the high point shoulder. So I'm going to hit the letter D, which is the same as going up here and clicking our draft tool. I'm going to click once right on that little anchor point. Yes, I want it from the snap point, so I'm going to say OK. And then now I'm going to go straight down, and let's even try to eyeball it straight. But let's say it's crooked, so I'm going to do it crooked on purpose. And I'll straighten it out in the dialog box. So I'm trying to click right on my guideline I made. I'm not trying to click it on my hem, I'm clicking on the guideline. That guideline is parallel to the longest part of my hem. So I'm gonna go click. Okay. So I'm gonna go from point, okay, it's negative 60 inches, but the Y moved up 3.8 inches. I'm gonna say 0. That way my line is straight. I don't want it to move up any inches. Okay. And then I'm going to right click, and then that ends the drafting tool. So I don't want to keep drafting, I just want that one line. So I'm going to zoom in, let's take a look at it. Yep, it stopped right on my guide I made, not on the hem of my garment. So that's great. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to go back, let's zoom in again. Okay, I will also need to name all of my spec measurement, my internal lines. I can do that at the end, or I can do it right now, but you'll just select it, and to select it, you use the white arrow and you double click, you give it a name. So we can call this HPS, high point shoulder. And let's go ahead and hit OK. Okay, now if we go to report and look at our measurements, and there we go, we have high point shoulder. I also have front sweep done somewhere else, so ignore that for now. Okay. Okay, so high point shoulder is done. Let's go ahead and do, why don't we do our neck drop? Neck drop was a measurement. That means I have to measure from the high point shoulder, and I have to stop right here where the neck falls along that line. So I'm going to use a guide. I'm going to drop the guide at the lowest part of my front neck. Okay. And I'm going to hit the letter D, get my draft tool. I'm going to click from my high point shoulder, say OK, yes. I'm going to go straight down to hit this line, my guideline. Okay, so X is -8. Y, we don't want the Y. We don't want it moving up and down. I want it to be straight, so I'm going to hit 0. Okay. And it's green, you can see. Now I'm going to right click. All right. Cool. So let's go ahead and name it. I'm going to give it a double click. Oh dear. I might have to move these over. Okay, there it is. Oh, that's just pointing, so. Okay, well, maybe what I'll have to do is actually not put it on top of my last point. So I'm going to bring up another guide and put that Am I making it shorter? Now let's try the draft tool again. And to make sure it's straight, my Y should be at 0 in this case. And then I can right click to get out of that. Okay, there we go. Double click. Let's name you front neck drop. Okay. Okay, now we can do a cross shoulder. That would be from this point. Let's see, down to center front, basically. We can also do our neck opening, which would be this point down to our center front. So let's throw in some guides. Let's put a guide at center front. And let's do a guide in our shoulder line. Okay. And then our draft tool. Click. Okay. Oh, cool, look, our X actually landed on 0. That's good. And apparently we're going down negative 6.79. Great. Right click to get out. Okay. Guess we can call this our across shoulder measurement. And now let's do our across front. So D for draft, click. X is 0, so that's fine. So I don't have to straight. And it's -5. Okay. Right click to get that. Get that for a little arrow. And double click. And this will be cross. Okay. So let's do our chest measurement. Our chest measurement, usually chest is 2 inches below the armhole. So I put a guideline here. So I can move it. So how I did it was that I took a guide and I dropped it right at the bottom of my arm. And I double clicked it. And you can offset it. So I want to offset it 2 inches to the left. -2. So it's 2 inches away. So my chest is going to be from this point down here to center front. So D for draft. Click. And click to center front. And right click. Right arrow. Double click it. You get to be straight line from this point down to center front. So D for draft. And our X and 0. Open this up in Excel as well. Save it.